I'm not good with technology. The printer was so frustrating. It's probably about 10 years old, and it says, put the paper in the back. And I put it in the back. It said, no, the front. I said, okay. No, the back. It was just very irritating. So I bought a new printer today, and I said to the woman, said, what do you need? I said, a printer for people who are really stupid. She said, I'll get Chaim for you. Chaim, this man. I said, what am I, like the thick corner? He said, pretty much. I said, Chaim, I'm a man of a certain age with very little patience and no ability. And he said, yes, you'll need this one. And he pointed to something that looked like it was made out of plasticine. So I said, yeah, I'll have that, and I'll test it later. I'll report back for you all next week, especially you, Alicia. Colleen, good morning from Gainesville, France. No, it's Gainesville, Florida. Well, hello to you. Who's that? Colleen. Colleen, great to have you with us. Did you watch your president doing his state of the state of it last night? State of the Union. It went on for 1 hour and 58 minutes, the longest recorded State of the Union address in history. The heckling. I actually heard this on the BBC World News this morning at about 6 o'clock. I tuned in. And the heckling was quite disturbing in the sense that I really admired the congresswoman for heckling him, because she was just really annoyed with it. And he said, you should be ashamed of yourself. I won't get into the politics here, because it's kind of divisive and it's unpleasant. But it was one hell of a news line. Speaking of which, I was in the UK for most of last week, hence the reason I couldn't do this, because it was just, imagine trying me to do something like this technically, abroad. It's like, oh, okay. Now, caveman, have you ever heard of fire? Tag? No. So that was never going to happen. However, I was in, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. And then I was listening to the radio, and they said the artist formerly known as Prince Andrew was arrested. But it was the photograph of him. Did you if it was the most? I was kind of saying this was one of the most defining photographs of our generation, news-wise and arguably history-wise. It was stunning. The guy who took the photograph was hiding outside the police station. They're all tipped off, obviously, but he just kept going, and he got this photo of a haunted man in the back of the car, crouching down. It would have been a better look for me if he just sat in the back of the car, put the headphones on and just said, oh. But no, he was like, one must not be photographed. And he was goosed then, really. And that photo is really quite something. And the reason I say it was because I spent so much of Saturday watching the match. I got back just in time for Ireland thrashing England. I have to say, it gave me great pride, because we went in as I always love to, underdogs. We're not very good as favourites. We get a bit... but they did brilliantly on Saturday. And then, I don't know, some guy must have been in a sweatshop somewhere just putting the picture of Andrew and putting it into other photographs. I got endless memes. My favourite one was him in the back. James Corden was doing carpool karaoke with Ed Sheeran. And all you see in the back of them. That was pretty good. There were heaps of them, and it was pretty bad. But then when we won the match on Saturday, there was one, and it was just your man in the back of the car wearing an English jersey. So yeah, that was. I know I'm leaping around the place here, but here we are. Where are we all today? Where are you all today? What are you doing? What are you reading? I've got questions for you as well, because you're great at getting in touch. We love to hear from you. Caroline is in Dunleary. Hi, Caroline. I was there this morning. I went for my little constitutional run. Some days running, I can't bear it. I was there the last 2 days. I've been out there. If you saw this guy going like this every step, I just wasn't into it at all. Some days you go bing, bing, bing like a gazelle. Last couple of days, just I don't know whether I was tired or just wasn't into it. But anyway, did it. Literally says a message, just tuning in to say hi, because I've got to get back to teaching now. I can't wait for the pavilion. Hi there, did I just go a bit hey? Sorry. Speaking of which, right, Alan Leach does the best imitation of our dear friend Pat Kenny. Yeah, like really good. And he sent me a deadly message as Pat one day recently. Who did I meet yesterday in Super Value, my local Super Value? Only Alan Leach's brother, who says, my mother misses you off the radio. We get a lot of mothers missing you off the radio. We're still here in a manner of speaking, but he said, I'm Alan Leach's brother, and that's his mother. I said, come on, let's do a photo and send it to Alan. Yeah, we do that. But anyway, that was a little diversion. Back to our friend who's teaching, jumped on the thing to say hi, and then gone back to teaching. And I'll see you in the pavilion. That show is sold out. The bookshelf will be live at the Pavilion. We're sold out. We'll have Joe O'Connor with us that day. Who do you want to see? So we're going to be in Cork, and we're going to be. We've got all this here, do we? Let's have a look there. Oh no, that's something else. Oh, up top, excuse me, Aidan, sorry. Yeah, Cork in the Lime Tree, Cork Opera House on Thursday the 30th of April. Lime Tree Theatre, Limerick, Thursday the 7th of May. Town Hall Theatre, Galway, Tuesday 2nd of June. And 3 Olympia Theatre, Dublin, Monday the 8th of June. You'll get tickets in all the places that you get your tickets in for those, just go to their websites and you'll be fine. But my question is, who would you like to see join me on stage in those venues? I'd love to hear from you, please. Names, not answers on a postcard. Lash them in. I'm wearing really crappy glasses today because I have about 55 pairs and I keep losing them. And then some of them have the prescription from years ago. So I put them on and go, oh, thank God I have these. What? I can't see a thing. And these ones are my spares in my car. I don't know how anyway, they're fine for today. I was talking to somebody who said that they got their eyes lasered. Now, guys, we've got Tom and Aidan both wear glasses here. I wear them just for reading. You just gave a big groan for laser. Why? It
scares me. Does it hurt?
Does it hurt? Good question. I believe it doesn't. And which is kind of terrible syntax. I believe it doesn't. I don't think it does. It's what I meant to say. I believe. Yeah, I went full Yoda. Hurt it does not. Yeah. Speaking of that, can we talk about Star Wars for a moment? Loved Star Wars as a kid. I mean, when you're sitting in the cinema and you see the opening, well, now we know it's an autocue, but basically the words come up, and in a land far, far away, and you just got the excitement of being in the cinema, and the poor old Darth Vader, the music, Princess Leia, Han Solo, Jabba the Hutt, yeah, all of that, and it was just glorious. Then it got a bit silly, and now I'm counting on you to help me out here. Is Star Wars not completely out of control? I have no idea who's doing what to who and why. It's lost its way. Do you know what they should call the next series? That Star Wars. It's lost its way. What has it got? The Mandalorian. Mandalorian. That's one. Then there's Boba Fett. We've got a show.
Yeah, got a show.
Like a spin-off.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, they really went for it, but it's so confusing. I have no idea. And the woman who looks like Keira Knightley is that actress. Yeah, Daisy Ridley. Yeah. No relation to Andrew, who was in Wham. Speaking of which, I was passing a second-hand bookshop in St. John's Wood, and sure enough, in the window, I was doing a thing about Daunt Books going, I used Hosier, Take Me to Church, because I was saying Daunt Bookshops is like my church. Now, a lot of people got in touch to go, I said, some people go to Mass, some people go to church. A lot of people go, you can do both, Ryan. I wasn't having a go at Mass, lads. I was just humour bypass. But I was just having, just talking about how much I love bookshops. But then I was passing by the Oxfam shop, and I saw in the window loads of books. I said, don't forget, you can buy second-hand books in the Oxfam shop. But we do know that a lot of second-hand bookshops don't take books, sadly, and not bookshops, second-hand charity shops, don't take books anymore a lot these days, which I think is a real shame, because I had 3 boxes of them, and I said it on this. I said, what am I going to do with them? And thankfully, a very smart librarian in the local school got in touch to say, I'll have them. And I dropped them over to her, as you know. So that's good. Anyway, thank you for that. Oh, by the way, thank you also. I drive a funky Ford Fiesta, and it's noddy, it's red and shiny, and 141D. If you're out and about, give me a beep. And was really annoying me was the floor mat. You know the floor mat in the thing? And it was kind of ripped from the little pin that you put in it on the ground. And every time you put your foot on it, it kind of snags back. So I went up to, is it Halford's? One of these places. I looked it up online today. Yeah. Michael, the man with the American accent behind the counter in Carrickmines, he was so helpful. He said, we don't have one I'm boring myself. Now, let's get some more messages. Tony Rogers from is that say Knockanana? Knockanana. It's kind of good, isn't it? From Wicklow. Love Wicklow. Hello. I usually miss your live shows, says another, but I'm at home today working on an assignment. Back to studying after 30 plus years. It's my birthday today. Well, man, I will say happy birthday.
Lou.
Is it just Lou McMahon? Is there Lou Mahan? Hey, Lou, happy birthday. And please tell me, write back another message and let me know what assignment you're working on. I really want to know. Thank you so much. Sandra from Rathfarnham, listening in there. Hello, Sandra and friends. Good to have you with us. Michael, I thought Ryan was shopping in Ann Summers. He was so vague. Michael, I'm going to put that on you. I think that says more about you than it says about me. What was he talking about? What was I even talking that I was buying? The printer. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, tell Anne I was asking for Michael. Ryan from Enniskerry. Hi, Ryan from Enniskerry. God, I'm reading this like it's my first time reading, haven't I? Hi, Ryan from Enniskerry. Hello, Charlotte. Love Enniskerry. You know, they filmed Enchanted 2 up there. You know the Enchanted film, the first one, which was really funny with Amy Adams. It's great, well worth a look if you haven't seen it. But Enchanted 2, you can leave that behind you, grand. Elsewhere, Charlotte, yes, good. Imelda is reading Miriam O'Callaghan's book and you're enjoying it. Tremendous. Well done, Imelda in Killiney. And Maria says, I'm reading The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. Great, lovely person too. Look, great author. I got Claire McIntosh's book this week. She's got a new crime book that I'm looking forward to reading because I'll be interviewing her in London actually next month. The next month or so will be crazy with the book tours. Start my new show on Times Radio on March. Is it 25th? 22nd? Is that the Sunday?
You tell me.
Whatever the Sunday is. I mean, I know it's that one. And I've had such lovely meetings with the team and we are just rocking and rolling. We're having great fun. And what is it? 22nd, 1 to 4. And people say, how can I listen to this? Listen, lads, if you're watching this, you know how to. You just download the Times Radio app. Simple as that. And then, or what does it? Tell your smart speaker. You say, what is it? Alexa, play Tom Brady. Is that it? Does that work? I don't know. I'm sure it does. Caroline Hickey says, I am reading The Irish Midwife. Oh, by Shauna Tinley. And The Weekend Break by Ruth O'Leary. Okay, they sound great. Leslie says, great to see you, Ryan, looking so well. I went to see Willie Russell's Blood Brothers, iconic musical with the wonderful Rebecca Storm. Well, she is that. Highly recommend. Seen it 3 times in the last 30 years. Wow. That's wonderful. Hello from Fairhouse. I'm reading Orbital. Hello, Sandra. Great to have you with us. How's Orbital working for you? I've heard very mixed things about it. Didn't bother with it. I think it won the Booker about 2 years ago. It just didn't, from the blurb itself, I was like, it's not that. I don't think that is for me. Sandra's going to be at the Olympia. Yeah, see you there. And in advance, by the way, you'll be able to ask us questions when we're live on the show. And that's part of the audience interaction. There'll be loads of that. So we'll talk to you on the night. Be sure to let us know in advance. We'll come back to you on that. Elsewhere, Antoinette. Hello all. I've just finished reading Frozen River by Ariel Lawson. Brilliant historical fiction. I love Kristen Hanna also. Anyone else I should look at? Kristen Hanna. Wow, gosh, that's funny because I didn't really get into Kristen Hanna is what I'm trying to say. So if anyone has suggestions in that zone, do let us know. Elsewhere, I'm just going to have to bump this up a little bit. Linda. I got my eyes lasered. Oh, brilliant. When? In London 30 years ago. Highly recommended. Yeah, I forget who I was talking to at the last week who was telling me about the laser. And with all my glasses and all the messing, it's getting really annoying. And I'm seriously considering it. But I'm also nervous. Like you both went, I don't know about that. I'm the same. But are we just nervous about like going for a swim and actually it's fine? It's just cold. Do we know anyone who's not a friend of a friend, which in other words didn't happen? Do we know anyone who went for eye surgery and then came out like with a cane? Like no, but I mean, I'm not saying that disrespectfully. I'm just saying
stories.
No, but is that what happened? Speaking of horror stories, what a movie. So I read this article. As you can see, this is just pure Liberty Gibbet riffing today, but I read this article that said that Martin Scorsese, my all-time favorite director, said his favorite horror film is a film called The Changeling from 1980, starring he was General Patton's George C. Scott. He also played Scrooge in one of the Scrooge versions. Anyway, also Guillermo del Toro said this was his scariest film. I watched it on Sunday evening. I was on my own, at home, fire lighting, exhausted from a long week. It was brilliant. I loved it. Now, it falls into that The Omen Gregory Peck vibe. Okay, so it's kind of what I would call schlock horror. So it will scare you, but it's clever. And the acting it's got that, the women who are in airplane movies. You're kind of, how did they end up acting? Because they're not brilliant. But, no, but that's, but,
Leslie Nielsen.
But yeah. You know the way they're always kind of awful, but you still watch them and the men aren't much better. But George C. Scott is actually very good in this. And it's called The Changeling. I think even the name itself is brilliant. I want to watch anything called The Changeling. So I do recommend that highly. From 1980. I watched it on Amazon. It was there. That's quite handy. So I didn't have to, get into jiggery pokery. I was there. Extravision was closed. And what I'll say to you is they haven't. What do they do when they clean it up and digitalize? They remastered. It's still in its 1980 format. So that takes a while to get your eyes around. But definitely worth a watch. If you like The Omen, you love that. Ryan, how much coffee today? Funny you should say it. This is probably my third, which is a lot. I normally have one by this stage. And they're little shots, so it's probably a lot. Hence the heads moving around like that. Londoners don't say St. John's Wood. What? London? What do they say? What do they say, Roisin Kelly? Londoners don't say St. John's Wood. Am I missing a joke there?
Did they just not say Saint?
John's Wood. Do they? St. John's Wood. I mean, every time I'd call it nothing else. I lived there for 2 years. Hanging around trying to find Paul McCartney. Hanging around trying to find that man. Paul. He's going, here he comes. Let's go. Melanie, 1972. Is that you? My 21-year-old got his first car last week. A red Ford Fiesta. Yes. We told him that you copied him. Yes, I heard he got the Ford Fiesta and I did copy him. It's going fine though. It works great. Hello from y'all. Hello, Anne. And thank you for being with us today. Ryan, I was just sitting with my dad in Limerick. Dad is sick. I'm sorry to hear that, but he's smiling away here listening to you. Eyes closed and listening and enjoying it all. Loving the show. Missed you, man. From Nicole. Well, Nicole, what a lovely message that is. And you please tell your dad I was asked. Well, actually, don't tell him. I'll tell him. Good, checks watch. Good afternoon. Very nice to have you with us on our little Instagram live here show. And I hope you're doing well. And if you're feeling a little under the weather, I hope that gets better very, very soon. Lots of love to you from all of us here in this studio, which Tom calls home. Strangely, he hasn't seen daylight, natural daylight, for coming on to 18 months now, which is why he looks so pale. But what part of the country are you from originally, Tom? What part of Ireland are you from? Sorry, trick question, is it? Well, Tom is not. You're not from Dublin. You're not.
No, I'm from Offaly.
We got an Offaly man on our hands here, and that's why we don't let him back home, because he'll never come back. Elsewhere, watching from Slane in County Meath, how lovely. I'm reading This Is My Sea by Marion Mulcahy. I haven't heard of that. Laser surgery. Melanie says, I know two who came out with a cane and put me off. Oh, yeah, that would put me off. Is she taking the mick, I wonder? Viv says, 100%, my uncle got it done badly. He's lost vision and he's in his late 70s, directly related to that surgery. This is putting me right off, lads. I'm now the changeling. This is my horror story. I don't want this. Another says, Ryan, listening to the audiobook of Michael Rosen's Getting Better. Love listening to him. Just back from London where we did a tour of the bookshops. Oh, lovely. We love Foyles and Hatchers. Well, Hatchers is more beautiful than Foyles because it was an old house. It's on Piccadilly. But Foyles has like endless stock and great staff. And you're very near the Coach and Horses, so you can get book followed by pint if you wish. It's great fun. Mary says, get laser done. It's fantastic. I got it done 2 years ago. Great success. Lads, laser's feeling like it's like the craps game in Vegas, is it? I mean, it's a bit risky putting everything down on, the eyes have it or don't. This is the problem. I'm not sure about that. We'll have to see. Thank you so much. Here's Lou. Qualified as midwife from Hollow Street. Well done in the 90s. But now I'm doing a diploma in AI. Isn't that great? Yeah, so basically, BookBot will be BookBot's back, by the way. BookBot's going, I also deliver babies. So be careful of that, Lou, because the next thing you go, hello, Lou, don't come to work today. Why not, BookBot? Because I'm doing it. You're doing what? Delivering all the babies. What? Yeah. And then you go into the Hollow Street and you just see BookBot coming down going, more babies, more babies, more babies, more babies. Watch that baby bot then. When BookBot has a baby with Mrs. BookBot, whew, then we're into real trouble. So just be careful. Careful with the AI. Careful with the AI. Actually, that coffee is a bit strong, I think, lads. Sandra says, orbital. Oh, yes, go on, tell me. It's fascinating, but could also be called boring. What am I to do with that? That's not an answer. What class of review is that? It's fascinating, but could also be called boring. Get that fence, jump off it, repaint it, and give it to somebody else. Tell me what you think. Come on, Lou. Fascinating, boring. Which one is it? I like the insight into life on the International Space Station. I thought she said ISIS there. It's ISS. And I knew from the start it would be beautiful rather than edge of your seat. Okay. Well, it's a thoughtful message and I appreciate it. I recommended Orbital for my book club. Loved it myself, but I think I was the only one. I tell you what, I've never been in a book club, but I joined one in London last week with some of my friends in the building that I work in when I'm over there. And it was most enjoyable experience. Only about 5 of us. We were talking about the Book of Guilt and they all loved it, which is great. But I felt great pressure to pick the book. Is anyone in a book club? If you're in a book club, you must feel enormous pressure to bring the book to the table, and then they're all kind of going, "Oh God, did you have to suffer through that?" Do they? I wonder, do they kind of bitch behind your back if no one likes it, or do they say it to your face? I'm reading The Nowhere Girl, says Teresa, by Carmel Harrington, who is a lovely person, with the Monday morning book club at Bantry Bookshop. Have I been to Bantry Bookshop? I must have been because I was down there a few times with Graham Norton. Yeah, so I must check that. I'll come back to you. So thank you for that. My dad, says Sandra, got laser in his late 70s so he could play better golf. Well, that's did it work? Did it improve his game? I love an old book. Here's this. I'm reading T.J. Clune, A House in the Cerulean Sea, like a fairy tale for adults. Love. Okay, hi from Rosslare. How nice. Okay, thank you for that. I finished this morning. I read this, started this yesterday, finished it this morning. Here's a quick read, yeah. But I was on the plane and the train. You see, I was on planes, trains and automobiles yesterday. This is Andrew Mee. It's not out till May 2026 as a proof copy. Reminds me a bit of Claire Keegan meets Roddy Doyle. Can you believe that? But I really enjoyed it. And it's a tale of, like they say, like of modern male friendship. And it's a bit kooky. Like it's a little offbeat, but I enjoyed it. This is Lionel Shriver, who wrote We Need to Talk About Kevin, you might remember, some years ago. Currently writing for the Spectator magazine, which will tell you that's to the right of centre and a bit more politically. So that's where she is in the world. She would have loved Trump's speech last night, put it that way. And this is she's smart, by the way. And this book I actually quite enjoyed, and it's about migration and immigration and New York, and it's a woman in her early 60s who takes in a woman from Honduras who's in her late 20s, early 30s, and her son, who's 27, is not into it and is really upset at his mother, and on it goes. It gets a bit chaotic and a bit goofy, but all told, it'll start a conversation. Put it that way. It'll start a conversation for sure. Ramona. Hello, Ryan. Great to see you. Thank you, Ramona. Love to see you. I love your name. I'm at home today too. I'm in Wexford. Excellent. Doing an assignment. Again, anyone who's going to text in or write in saying I'm doing an assignment, that's not good enough. I say that respectfully, which most people don't mean, but I do. I want to hear what the assignment is in, about, or revolving around. All right. I'm not having it. It's a case study. Oh, she had done it. It's a case study on pluralism in counseling. I should finish this message, shouldn't I? Before I start preaching like a fool. It's a case study on pluralism in counseling. Happy 20th birthday to my twin girls today. Happy birthday, girls. 20 today. What a great age to be. And twins and everything. So what's pluralism in counseling? That's a strange title. I don't quite understand that, but I'm wishing you every happiness. Another says, hello from Adair in County Limerick. It was a great place. I was going to an event for the Ireland Funds about 200 years ago in Adair Manor, where I did not stay. I stayed in the Raven Arms. Is that the one across the road from the Adair? Anyway, they were such a lovely couple who ran the place. So if you're passing by, we did tell them I was asking for them because they looked after us very nicely and very kindly. Margaret says, hello from Kilkenny. My first car was a red Ford Fiesta. Honestly, they're back. It was back in 1983. I now own one again. You've gone full circle. Well, the guy I had mentioned the red Ford Fiesta in an interview I did with the aforementioned Miriam McCallaghan a couple of weeks ago, because I said I'd driven into RT in my little red Ford Fiesta. And when I went up to buy the mats for the floor mats, because the one I had was so bedraggled and was really annoying me, I said, I'm looking for floor mats. And he said, yeah, for your Ford Fiesta. I said, yeah? He said, yeah, I heard you talking about it on the radio. I said, well, okay. Well, thank you, Michael. Howdy from Banbridge in the County Down. I'm drinking tea here, or tay, as you say. Well, I love it. Hello from Poland, says Kate. Poland, you say. I was in Poland once. I went to Krakow to do the Auschwitz tour, myself and my eldest daughter. It stands as one of the most extraordinary trips I've ever made. If anyone's down, should I go to see a concentration camp? Is it a bit bleak? Is it a bit dark? Is it a bit unseemly. No, I don't think so. I think it's about history, and history is uncomfortable, and history can be unpleasant, and history is bleak. And I think it was really important, I think, for my daughter to see it as well. And it's so something that the word Auschwitz, Arbeit Frei, all of the sounds and the signs of it from reading books and watching movies, but to see it in reality is really quite something. Krakow itself, the nearest city, is beautiful, and the people in Krakow, and I have to say, any Polish people I meet are particularly lovely. So I would recommend that. And now the next question I always get is, and what age do you think the kids should be? No one should be under, frankly, 14, 15. I think for a visit to the camps, because they'll just get. You want to be in the hole of your health, let's face it. Okay, hello from Chicago. Oh, well, how beautiful that is. Chicago, my kind of town. And I was there once. Lovely. Orbital is good, but not a lot happens. No, I'm sorry, lads. I'm not having it. Orbital just went from Booker Prize, it's grand, I think, to nothing happens. I mean, nothing happens. I could just sit in a lift and go up 15 floors. Which is a better use of my time? I don't know. Here's another one from Tremor. Hello. Great to meet you after your show in the Devonshire last St. Patrick's Day. God, that's specific, but I liked it. We had such a good time at the Dev last St. Patrick's Day. Who did I meet there? I was there on Friday night. I met Lewis Capaldi. Was in the Devonshire, sitting beside me, yeah. And I had a great day. My friends from my old school put up a big, gave me a little award on Friday in Smith & Walensky's, which sounds like a solicitor's firm in Chicago, but actually it's a steak restaurant in Covent Garden. And a lot of my old pals from school came over and they gave me a lovely framed photo. But they did a Q&A. I was asked questions for 40 minutes. Mark White, an old school pal, asked me these questions, and it was good fun. I told some good yarns, and I thought, I think I might use some of these great stories for the live shows. Because, the one, there's a couple of good stories from the White House when I was... you know that. There's a great White House story, though, which I might share. Meeting Meghan Markle. Michael Bublé in the green room was good fun, and... Hillary Clinton is all. Yeah, there's good stories. I'll share them with you for the live shows. I think, they're good ones. I'll just take some more coffee because I really need it. Moving on. Barbara Scully, the great. Ryan, you missed a goodie with the correspondent. Now, she says, I didn't realise it was all letters and emails when I bought it. I nearly passed on it too, but it's a great read. Highly recommend it. Barbara, Barbara, she's one of the greats, and it's lovely that you're here, and good luck with your shows. Check out Barbara Scully's live shows. I'd love to go to one. Barbara is, I'm also want to go to see, I tell you who I want to go and see is Katrina O'Sullivan's show in the National Concert Hall. She's amazing. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Imelda May as well. I was talking to her recently. So I've got loads of shows I want to go and see. I did go and see To Kill a Mockingbird, and I did go and see The Crucible, and that's, I don't know if I think I did the review on those here, did I? I think I did.
No.
Did I not?
No, I haven't been here.
Have we not since I went to the theatre back to back?
No.
Oh, come on. Well, I'll go back to Barbara's really fast. How are we doing for time? We're doing okay. Barbara, what was Barbara asking that? I completely jumped off. She was talking about the, you missed something, correspondent, that's what it was. Yes, I don't know if I'm going to bother. That I mentioned the correspondent on this, on Instagram and whatever, and people are quite protective of it, which I thought was quite nice. And they said, no, you must. And other people said, don't waste your time. So look, I've got three things I need to worry about today, thanks to you watching in. 1, orbital, waste of space or space. 2, that was quite a good joke. I mean, not the circumstance. 2, go and get your eyesight sorted or go blind. 3, what was the third? Yeah, read the book that people are protective of, or whistle Dixie into a phone book for 3 days. I am confused today. I don't know whether to go out and go, give me orbital. Oh, I can't see. I don't know what I'm doing. Correspondent. Now, do you want to Mockingbird? Did you go and see it with your mum? Okay.
Did, yeah.
Okay. Can you just nod in agreement, thumbs up or thumbs down if you agree with me on this?
Okay, hang on.
Can you see a thumb up?
Yes,
Okay.
hang on, here's my hand. You're going to mess with the phone.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so Aidan went to see it with his mum. I went to see it. Myself and Claire went to see it. Okay. Ian Dempsey was sitting beside us, which was really nice. Hadn't seen him for ages, so it was great. Who else? Okay, To Kill a Mockingbird, one of my all-time favorites. Great book at the Plays in time. Okay, Aidan. 1, Aaron Sorkin's writing in this play was wonderful and fun and brought it to somewhere else entirely. I loved it. Thumbs up, agreed.
2 thumbs up.
Okay, love that. 2, the Bord Gáis Energy Theatre was lovely, but just a little big for a small play, and I couldn't quite hear what was going on sometimes. As a result, half an agreement.
Yeah.
Half an agreement. Okay,
There was times where
I couldn't quite hear.
training a bit, yeah, and it was kind of up in the circle.
Okay, 3, I'd recommend it, but I'd love to see it in a slightly more confined theatre. That's all. Yeah, we're agreed. Okay, that's all I had to say. But well done to everyone involved. Accent slipped a little bit every now and again, but we can live with that. It's just a tricky thing when you're trying to be from the south all the time. But I think if you've got kids who are 12, 13, 14, and this is a book in school, go and see it. It's really very good. And I love the Bord Gáis Energy Theatre, but I do think that for little smaller productions, it's a bit tricky. The Crucible is a different story because it's in the Gaiety. Let's face it, it's the right venue for a wonderful play. Niamh McCormack is a knockout in it. Charlie McKenna is a knockout in it. And I tell you, Andrew McCarthy, who people will know from his old days as a movie star in Hollywood from back in the day, brings a lovely bit of heft to it just after the interval. I had a problem with both plays, and that's on me, not on them. They're both 3 hours long. Mother of Jesus, like I can't do it anymore. I mean, I've got a bony arse. I can't, like, it's not, no, but I'm also distracted. So look, that's on me. Thirdly, the car park in the Bord Gáis Energy Theatre was hilarious afterwards. It was the Hunger Games on wheels. People became monsters to try and get it. You know, when you move your car forward just a tiny, so they can't let as much as a page from a book fall between them, just in case somebody else might get through. People were so keen to get home. I was too. They were so tired from 3 days. 3 days. It felt like 3 days. From 3 hours watching, it didn't feel like 3 days, but 3 hours having had a long day at work. But the whole thing, there were people getting out of the cars, they were shouting and screaming. Honestly, it was Squid Games. So that was crazy. Okay, just a few tips on that. Now, messages from you guys. God, you're busy on the messages today, Aidan. What's happening? They're happy. They want to talk. Okay, Aidan, I thought the Crucible was a bit long. Also, did you find it too warm in the Gaiety like me? I didn't. I thought the Gaiety was fine. I didn't think it was too warm at all, but I just felt the length. But I just love it. I also think that if people can't afford to go to the theatre to see the Crucible, or if people can't make it there, watch the movie. It's one of my all-time favourite movies. The Crucible, starring Daniel Day-Lewis and Winona Ryder and Paul Schofield, is... I could watch it this afternoon. It's that good. I've seen it many times, and I don't watch things many times over and over. It's really good. And here's the trivia of it all. The Crucible was written by Arthur Miller, basing it obviously on the McCarthy witch hunts of the 40s and 50s in America. Arthur Miller was married to Marilyn Monroe. Don't mind that, because then he had a daughter with somebody else called Rebecca, a writer in her own right, Rebecca Miller, married to Daniel Day-Lewis, who is John Proctor in the movie version. What? Okay, let's keep going. Emily says, I'm at home writing my second poetry book. Well, bon chance. I loved House in the Cerulean Sea and its sequel too, says Sandra. Great. Jackie says, I'm on my lunch break now. I'm sitting in the car again in Johnstown, in Nace. Yes, you are. Having a hard time trying to get back to reading since I started playing Scrabble on an app. Okay. Oh, that's a great message. Okay. What are we going to do? Scrabble on an app. Okay. Try not to play too many games on your phone, I would say, because it's just you're on your phone again. I play 3 games every day on my phone, and it's done and dusted within 5 minutes. Wordle, because I've got a little WhatsApp thing going on with some family members. It's New York Times, the 3 games. Connections, which takes about half a minute, and their mini crossword, which takes, again, about a minute. And that's it. Less phone, the better. That's what I say to you. So I know it's hard, but find yourself a great book. The best way to get back on the reading bus is to get a short book. Always a short book. And don't go, I just got Les Mis just to see if I can get back in the reading. Don't do that. I just got, don't Dostoevsky, no. Anna Karenina, no. You just want something easy and slight. Okay. I'll recommend, like the John Boyne, the last 3 he did, where there's Water, Fire, there's 4, of course, there's the Element series. Go with that. It started with Water, see what you think. Read anything by, what's our friend from Limerick who I love, Donal Ryan. Read anything by Donal Ryan. They're really short and they're great and they're real, capture kind of a part of Ireland that city slickers like me don't. Whoever says city slickers, you know what I'm trying to say. Just people like just twits from the city. Now, well, good morning from Putnam Valley, New York. Shifra, how's everything going in New York, Shifra? Is the new mayor, is he having an effect on the city? Are you happy? Are you happy with your president? You know he's only in there a year. Jesus wept. Okay, Norma, Ryan, you need to get to Macroom. I do. 2 fantastic bookshops. One is a book in a coffee shop called Fitzgerald's. Wonderful historical posters, lovely. Also Cooney's, secondhand books and music, Tuesday and Saturday. That sounds like a dream. Another says the correspondent is also wonderful, so that chimes with Barbara. What's next for Sinead? Epic migraine. I'm epileptic too. Guess who my neurologist is? I hope he's looking after you. I know who you're talking about. So I've been able to read in 5 days, but I'm listening to Murder Most Foul, a novel about the murder of Kit Marlowe, and it's great. I'm delighted to hear that. That's the audiobook. That's the dream, isn't it? It's great to have audiobooks as well. And a lot of people love audiobooks anyway, even if they don't have a migraine. But I hope you're all fixed up in due course. Barbara's back. Go on. Ryan, pop down to Greystone's Whale Theatre, March 28th. Oh, my diary's outside. For my last Older, Bolder, Wiser. Hard to agree on Orbital, and my first car was also a red Ford Fiesta for the win. Hey, good luck with the tour. 28th of March. I am starting my first show on time, so I'll probably be in London. But thank you. But if I'm not, I'll head over to Greystones. It's not a huge trek for me, to be honest with you. I'll be in the pavilion the night before. Oh, crikey. Okay, that's sold out. Yeah, I'll be in a state. I'll be in a state. That means it's a Saturday. Oh, yeah, well, I'll be back in London for the show on Sunday. So, sorry, roundabout way. Might as well be on the phone to you. But that's what it is. Sandra, back again saying Orbital is a short book. Yeah, but like, come on, you've killed Orbital for me now. One other things I wanted to mention today before we say goodbye. The Tony Blair documentary on Channel 4 is knockout. It's brilliant storytelling. It is fascinating. It's got all the main players. Like him or loathe him, he's a fascinating figure, and I think that it's there on the Channel 4 playback service, whatever, you'll get it. So that comes with the highest recommendation, and I love a good political documentary, and that is great. I also want to make reference to obviously Jessie Buckley winning the BAFTA was amazing. I am proud of her, even though I have no right to be, but I'm really thrilled. And I was really, really happy for Robert Aramayo. And you might remember Robert was and is the star of I Swear, which is one of the best films I've seen for a while. It's really excellent, and this is about the man with Tourette's. And he tells the story so well. Now, you know, at the BAFTAs, the poor fella, Robert was playing the part of this guy who in real life, and the guy in real life shouted out a racial slur at one point during the BAFTAs, and he said afterwards, "I'm so embarrassed." That's the whole point of the Tourette's story. He didn't mean it. It was most unfortunate. But let's not take away from Robert Aramayo. I don't know him, but I've mentioned his name a few times and on Instagram, and he's now been in touch a couple of times to say thanks for the support, which is very sweet. He's busier things, but he won 2 BAFTAs on the one night. He won the BAFTA for Best Rising Star, which is big, but then he won Best Actor over, Marty Supreme, Timothée Chalamet. He beat them all. And I said at the time when I watched it, he's not going to win Oscars because the film's too small and British. But if it was bigger and more American, he'd win all the Oscars. But I was delighted that he got justice. That's what I said to him in the message. I said, justice served. Good on you, Robert. And he said, thank you. That's great. Barbara's coming to the pavilion. Oh, that's hilarious. See you there, Barbara. That's great news. Okay, I'm happy to hear that. Hello from Market Harborough. I thought that said hello from Morton Harcourt. And I was going... You're the soundtrack to my 2-year-old twins' nap. Well, that's offensive. Isn't it? Your 2-year-old says, put on that boring man. So tell your 2-year-old out of words when that 2-year-old's older and comes up to me and goes, you make me sleep when I was restless. And I don't have time for this, kid. I was trying to make you interested and you fell asleep. Story of my life. Let's leave it there. Thanks, everybody. What's next week? Not around next week. Week after. See you then, hopefully, if we can. We will have news of Bookshelf Live guests coming up. and a few more surprises along the way. The things are hotting up all over the place. It's going to be a wild summer, I can tell you that much. We'll tell you more as we can when we have it. So like I say, Cork Opera House, Lime Tree Theatre Limerick, Town Hall Theatre Galway, 3 Olympia Theatre Dublin. It'll be a lot of this type of thing, actually, riffing and raving, and then with a great guest talking about books that we like, loathe, and can't make head or tail of. Hello, Orbital. Goodbye, everybody. See you on the other side. Take care.